All right, welcome to the Spoiler Kings. My name is St. Kramer with Brian the Grizzly, Brandman Brandon, and we got Mr. Zach Attacks Reviews over here. So make sure you go check out Zach Attacks. He's got his Mando trailer or episode review out. John Wick out of the theater reaction. So make sure you go check out Zach Attacks.
Yeah.
Yep, getting them to 500. And all your Throwback Thursday ones were great. I watched your
all your live show streams are great.
Ready or Not.
Yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, so make sure you go check out Zach Attacks Reviews. I'll put the link in the description. But right now we are going to talk. We are going to do our review with Mando episode 4. I believe this one is right.
The Foundling.
The Foundling. Yeah. Pretty short. Carl Weathers directed it.
I know. I saw that was like, cool. That's awesome.
It kind of made sense at the end. I was like, oh yeah, and then obviously written by Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau, which is always good signs. But right off the bat, what you guys think about it? Zach, start off with you.
I said in my review, and I'll say it here. This is the template for Star Wars shows moving forward. Not the short run of the episode. That was my only negatives. that fact that the episode before this was 59 minutes, and out of that 59 minutes, it was only like 15 minutes of good stuff.
Exactly.
So
I hated on it, man.
I tell you, man,
I'm gonna hate on that shit. Don't try to do Andor and then do like Andor light. Don't do that.
It's setting up Grogu's story, man.
It's not.
Do it in a better way. Have Grogu there. Give me characters I care about, because I did not care about those two people at all. But like this episode, like it has character progression, has plot progression, it had callbacks, and it had great action, and that's what you need.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like you just do that every episode, just push towards something. Like the episode before this feels like filler. And I feel like we got a little bit here with it was
Andor light.
It was.
Yeah. It felt I didn't like Bo-Katan up until this episode. I thought she was kind of lame.
I liked Bo-Katan last episode too, but only the first 7 minutes and then the last 10 minutes.
Yeah, I started understanding where she was coming from, but this one I was like, okay, she's interesting, because I'm not too sure what her end game is, or because she feels like she's getting comfortable with them in a way where she's like, I don't believe in all that mysticism crap, but they're a tribe and they're down for each other, and that's what I need.
Yep.
Like as soon as she didn't get the Darksaber, all her people just dipped.
Yep.
Yeah.
So she's like, I'm willing to follow these people for now, but then also. My friend made this really good comparison. That conversation she has at the end with the leader, it was like in an anime with a kid sees something crazy and the parent is like, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, very much like that.
Sure,
he lit the hell out of her. Oh my god, I'd never seen that in Star Wars before.
It was like,
this is the way.
It's there. This is the way.
I was like, what? The action was really good. I love the building out the Mandalore culture, and just like Bo-Katan was like about to get ready. No, you're the war leader. You get to set the fire. Little stuff like that is what I want.
I think it
Grogu,
almost satisfied her.
Adorable.
It almost satisfied her.
The duel at the beginning with Grogu was just so cute.
But even for the fight, him playing with the little rock crabs, I was like, oh my god, I want to just pitch you.
That's funny.
I thought they were rocks. And then he picks one up, and I'm like, oh, because I thought he was doing that. He was moving them. But I'm like, I thought he was gonna suck it out like a fucking like
he eats everything. So
yeah. But I thought that was more interesting because after he left, all the crabs are like, all right, we're out. Because I was like,
it's not fun anymore.
But I was like, but it's also like he's got the power of all these animals. I'm calling it. He's gonna ride the mythosaur. I'm calling it because he is the Mandalorian that the whole damn story is about. That is the hill I'm gonna die on until they prove me wrong.
Oh, the hill you're gonna die on is saying episode 3 was good. You can die on that hill by yourself. Everywhere else, I'll go with. I'll follow you almost anywhere. That one you'll be by yourself. Like, man, look at it.
Brandon, did you like episode 3?
He's over there.
I did.
Oh my gosh.
This newest episode?
No,
last one.
week's
Last
episode.
one.
The last episode, I did, but it didn't. It was probably one of the weaker ones for me.
I just want to let you guys know these are the two
I thought it
that
was fine.
liked Andor. These two are the ones that liked Andor.
I didn't like it. I was holding on. I was waiting.
For like
I was waiting.
8 reviews, guys. They're like, just wait, it's going to be good. Just wait, it's a slow burn. Just wait,
don't
it's going to go
don't twist my words. I never show me where I said I liked it. Show me where I said I liked it ultimately.
I was waiting for it. I'm like, okay.
I was clinging to hope that there would be some payoff, and I've said multiple times that there was not. So let's not twist my words.
I've never seen him cut no one off.
Let's not twist my words.
Well, so we got to 10. He said, okay. He said 10. He was like, oh, this might not be good. No, really, for like 7, 8 episodes, they were like, oh, yeah, this is going to be good. I'm like, man, this is terrible. Mm-hmm. Every single episode was them saying, oh, I like that. And me saying, that was awful. Every one. We got to take a view, guys.
No, Andor wasn't my jam.
Because it was building up and it never did anything.
Yeah,
well,
it's like one of those commercials that you see, like, you know, it gets closer and then closer and closer, and you see how long you're gonna watch it because they're like do it for like 5 minutes, and you're like, what the hell's happening? And then you realize 4 minutes into it, you just watch 4 minutes of nothing. That's an Andor right there.
Yeah.
Damn.
But all right, Brandon, what do you think about this episode? The one that came out.
It's good. I liked it. Felt like it hit the ground running. It kind of it had a lot of things that I've always liked about the Mandalorian to begin with. You know, I love the Grogu duel at the beginning. I thought that was great. I really jumped into it. The flashback scene. Heck, they brought a little redemption for Ahmed Best, Jar Jar Binks himself.
Yeah.
Yes.
That was cool. That was really cool.
Super cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I liked how it did a lot in its short runtime. I thought.
Mm-hmm.
The Mando doing his Mando thing.
Saving kids.
Saving kids, being the badass intergalactic babysitter that he is. You know, I liked it. I liked it. Kind of left me waiting to see where they're gonna go with what's her face? Her name always escapes me.
Bo-Katan.
Bo-Katan. Yeah. Where they're gonna go with her next week. So yeah, you know, it brought it back to what I love about the Mandalorian, and it had me really anxious for more.
Yeah, I'm excited for the next episode. I wasn't excited last week to watch this episode, but now I'm excited to watch the next episode.
Next one.
Yeah, and while it does suck that they don't just dump every episode all at once on streaming, you know, it does. Sometimes being kept in suspense isn't so bad. And waiting to see what happens next, anticipating what happens next.
I'm the most impatient person in the world. Hence, me going to go see John Wick immediately.
Yeah, I got until tomorrow night.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, real quick. So we're not alone. D Sizzle said, "Yo, Andor," or he said, "I like Andor. It's not the greatest thing since sliced bread, like others are making it out to be." Yeah,
it's not even sliced bread. It's like
I agree with that take. Like, I didn't want to say nothing because the way Brian is torching everybody, but I like Andor.
It was okay, but it never had the payoff.
6 was good. Episode like 8, 9, or 10 was good, and everything else was terrible. So like, it was 3 out of like 15. That's an F. So
even like 7 out of 10 is it's still kind of high for me. I think Andor is probably more like a 5 out of 10.
But it should have been good. It just didn't pay off. If it paid off every 3 episodes, I might have been on your side and say that it was good, but just didn't pay off enough.
Yeah,
you know, I feel like it had its time. It just didn't do what it's supposed to do. But I talked about this last week. For as far as this episode goes, I said the Mandalorian needs to feel like the Mandalorian, and that's what you need to do.
We didn't get any Mandalorian. We got like him telling Grogu 5 things, and that was it.
No, we got him babysitting and going after babies and saving the world and doing those things. And we got Bo-Katan. We've been waiting for Bo-Katan doing that stuff.
This is the Bo-Katan episode, man.
He wasn't there. Like he wasn't there. He was there shooting the things, and
the big gun guy had more lines in this episode than Din had it.
Hey, this is the way.
I'm just saying, you can't be mad at the last episode because there wasn't enough Grogu and Din, and then be cool with it.
I was mad because the storyline didn't make any sense. We waited for 3 seasons for Bo-Katan to finally realize that she needs to be with some people, and then right in the middle before that happens, they go through a 30-minute on side characters that mean nothing to the damn story for all that time. It just didn't make it made
nothing
no sense.
Yet.
It doesn't even matter. Nothing that happened, even if it does matter. Doesn't matter enough to give me 30 minutes in the middle of that damn episode. It doesn't matter. It never will get to that. It was just, I think that we're going to end up getting a lot more from the Mandalorian. We're gonna get a lot more Grogu, and we're gonna connect more of the Jedi along with the Mandalorians, and we're gonna get that crossover. And we're going to enjoy it, and it's going to send us right into where we need to be.
Well, they did say there's going to be a crossover event between all the shows, so something's coming. With Obi-Wan. What's the dude name? That
not Obi-Wan, is it?
I
heard it's going to be Ahsoka.
Boba Fett.
It's going to be
Ahsoka,
Boba Fett, and Skeleton Crew.
I thought Mando.
And Mando. Yeah, but not Obi-Wan. So it's only gonna be the Filoni and Favreau projects.
Yeah,
gotcha.
That's what I heard. So Skeleton Crew, which I'm kind of worried about. I know it's a little sidebar, but they hired the Daniels to do an episode. They finished all the shoots already. So it's like they're either adding another episode or they're like rewriting a lot of it, and what the rumor is they're rewriting a lot of the Skeleton Crew, which makes me kind of worried.
This probably was terrible. They probably realized it was like the bad episode of Bad Batch. There's some good episodes of Bad Batch, but there's a lot of bad ones. If Skeleton Crew was anything like that,
well, I mean, you can get away with it in an animated form because you got a bunch of more, but so I don't know, but that's
what did you think about this episode?
I liked it. I mean, obviously, I liked it. It was cool. I mean, I'm still wondering how a lot of these people, once they find out who Grogu is, how they feel about it. You know what I mean? Like he did all these flips and cool shit. That Luke taught him or reminded him he can do. I guess. And I wonder if Bo might use him because she knows Jedi are powerful. I think she's like scouting out her next army, and these guys are it, and I think Grogu is going to play a role in that because she was always cool with Jedis. I trust Bo way more than I trust the Armorer. Way more. I trust the Armorer.
Yeah. Bo's not gaslighting people.
Well, that too. But the Armorer, I'm going to, another hill I'm going to die on. She's not a good person, man. She has horns on her helmet. Any Mandalorian in recent history that had horns on their helmet are was it Maldalorians? I think they were like called. So I was like you follow Darth Maul just because he had the Darksaber. Like your whole beliefs are like 15 minutes new, and you're claiming they're 100 years old. So it's like all right, calm down here, Scientology. So
goddamn. You guys are teaching me stuff because I don't know anything about the Star Wars lore like that. I'm a very casual fan, so all this stuff is good. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Bo's a cool character.
Because she's the actual only real Mandalorian. Everyone else is like part of the cultish stuff. But she's going to see that some of the old ways work out too, and the fact that the old ways are they're doing it in a way for her to still feel comfortable. She still had to take off her helmet because no one else was around. She's starting to realize it's not as bad as it seems, as long as you have your own space, and then she might be able to stay longer, and actually get to where she wants to get to because of it. Like she's going to use it, she's using them, but she's enjoying her stay there too. You know, it's like you see a character using another character in a TV show, you can see, oh yeah, or we talk about Bel Air. You know, like you can see like Jackie might be using Will or something like that. You start seeing those type of things, but then that person ends up enjoying what they're going through, and then all of a sudden they're like in love, and then the other person finds out you were using me the whole time. That's the kind of thing I feel like we were going to get, and she's going to find out that she actually enjoys being around these people, and and then she does something wrong, and they're going to try to turn her back, and she's going to go get the mythosaur, and she's going to ride it back, and they're going to say, "This is the way, and we're going to follow you for wherever you go." And that's how it's going to go.
Yeah, but I don't think she missed. I think she likes being around them, not because of who they are, but because she likes being around her people.
Her people.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, I think that's what, even though they're like, some of them are foundlings and stuff like that, you know, because she's used to being the queen. You know, she was the one in charge, you know, like her family was in charge for years and this and that. So it's like, now you don't have it. And especially after that, you had nobody. Like you're just like, you know, brooding on your big ass throne, you know, like, yeah, you know, like just hanging around with your, you know, like-minded people in a way. But I don't think she's drank the Kool-Aid. Although I don't know, man, because she talks a little different too.
She's starting to see some of it, because I think now that she sees the mythosaur, this is why I felt from the beginning. Like she's like,
I like that one.
Some of the stuff is true. I think it's more 3366, but you know, 1% like you don't know.
Oh God. Yeah.
1/3, 2/3. Okay, fine, guys. Good Lord, 1/4, whatever.
So he's saying, I want Bo or Din wielding the darksaber, riding that mythosaur, going ham on their enemies.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, for sure.
I can see Din doing it though. I can see Bo trying to do it. You know,
I think
and then somehow like it gets like knocked out of her hand, and it gets picked up by Grogu or something like that. And he is doing it.
I think yeah. I think by the end of season 4, Grogu is going to be, you know, flinging around that darksaber, and I still think Grogu is gonna ride the mythosaur. You know, and now he because Din can barely hold it, man. You know, like he can't fight with it. You know, so might as well give it to the only Jedi he knows. You know, or not give it to him, but let him earn it. You know, and then who's you know controlling all these animals? You know, Grogu. I mean, they're setting it up like, you know, Grogu's gonna be a little badass. You know, but
I mean, it's gonna be a long time. I feel like we're gonna have to have a time jump for it to happen. He's not going to grow into anytime soon. No.
If anything, I could see it being a movie. I can see them getting ready for episode 10, 11, and 12, 300 years in the future, and we got our little Mandalorian Jedi, you know, doing shit. You know, that's what I think. You know, he's got to rebuild the Jedi and the Mandalorians together or something like that. So
that's interesting. Okay.
The Grogu Force tames it. Yeah, that's what I think.
The Mandalorian is in between the original trilogy and the sequel trilogy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So is that going to be possible for him to build them back up together? Because we don't have any hints of that in the sequel trilogy at all.
No, that's what it's going to be like 300 years down the road. It's going to be so far down the road because he can live to be he can live to be like 900 plus years old. So
you always say that this Ahsoka thing is not going to be a time machine, but
Dave Filoni said that.
Yeah, but you can still go through time and see things, different parts of time, right? Like you can still, they're like windows to different parts of of time. Like it's not a time machine, but it's like a window to certain things. So is it possible that Ahsoka goes through a window and then sees a grown Grogu there wielding the dark saber, and all this that we're watching here now is just kind of getting us seeds on how he got there, and he still is the Mandalorian, but the Mandalorian doesn't happen for another 300 years.
Yeah, I mean that's what I would like to see. I think that'd be cool. You know, take the best thing in Star Wars right now, make a new trilogy from it, and then from there, you can start doing all these crazy side stories in the future and just go balls to the wall if you want. Well, it's at least 5 years post Return of the Jedi. Yeah. I sure hope we get a time jump with Grogu talking and becoming a full-fledged Mandalorian. I think season 4 we might get that. Because he's already kind of
talking maybe, because then he could say the pledge.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So real quick, so was it? I believe before the season started, we were talking about the Grogu's past and who saves him and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
I think we came up with like a good little story amongst the three of us. Was what if Jar Jar Binks saved him?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You guys are right.
Mm-hmm. Kind of, and because it would make sense. He would be around that time and he would feel guilty because not only did he like said made the emperor the emperor, he's also like made Anakin like he was around early Anakin, so so he felt guilty and this and that, and he saved him. And then when I saw Ahmad Best, I was like, oh shit, that's super awesome. And he was a badass, and I'm like, oh, and we were kind of right,
almost right,
almost right. But I really, really, really appreciate, and this is what Dave Filoni does, man. He takes things that were messed up in Star Wars and makes them better, even bearable. Because Clone Wars sucked, and he made a good show. It took a little while, took a couple seasons, but he made a good show from a shitty movie.
But isn't that exactly what I feel like is going on? I feel like even when we're talking about episode, was it 3? I feel like that's what's happening. And he's trying to save everything. And he's using the best vehicle in order to save all storylines. He's trying to wipe clean all the stupid stuff. And in doing that, he's sacrificing.
I don't think he's wiping clean it.
Or just trying to make it make sense.
He's trying to make it make
sense.
To be better.
Streamline, what's going on to make the universe itself be okay. So you don't have to like get rid of it and say, don't worry about this movie. Oh, it actually makes sense. He's trying to make sense of it, in Star Wars lore. And in doing that, sometimes you lose the story. And that's why I felt like what was going on before. Like he's trying to do too many things at the same time instead of just giving us what we want from Mandalorian.
I don't think so. I mean, Ahsoka.
But look at all the numbers that they're losing.
Yeah, but I mean that's not just Mandalorian. Kenobi sucked. Andor. A lot of people hated Andor. What's the Boba Fett sucked. So, I mean, you have 3 shitty.
This doesn't suck.
It doesn't matter if you're given trash and you're like, oh, here comes the train again. You're like, I don't want that shit. Like,
as long as it's still Mandalorian. Because the thing about even Boba Fett, the thing that was bad in Boba Fett was
Boba Fett.
The good part was still Mandalorian. So you knew Mandalorian works. Being Mandalorian works, Yeah,
but I think it might have put enough people off. I'll be interested to know how the stats go by the end of the season. Like if it curves back up, then then at least for me it would be like
word of mouth.
Word of mouth that hey, it's back, it's good, it's real, it's not they're not doing Andor, they're not doing Boba Fett. Oh man, my cat, Jesus Christ!
I actually heard of this time.
Yeah, he's so freaking annoying.
Still here.
He's hungry. That's all, guys. It's all.
I think he has a point though with the momentum thing. I think like if you think about the MCU and the way it had momentum, even when it stumbled in those first couple phases, because the momentum was so good, people will keep going and it was positive. And then now that the momentum is not so hot, Ant-Man suffered.
But Ant-Man also just was Ant-Man still. Like
but the first 2 movies did way better than this. You know what I mean? Like it should at least match the first one.
I don't know. You're still post-pandemic. I think if it does $500 million, which is probably going to stop about $500 million.
I don't even think it's making 500.
I mean,
what's that?
Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. I don't think it's making $500 million.
I think it's going to be real close. It's real close now.
Damn it! Don't give me Ant-Man and the Wasp original box office.
How we get to Ant-Man and Wasp from Mandalorian?
Oh, I was just talking about how you was talking about momentum, and I was using the MCU as an example about how back-to-back things is affected Ant-Man.
Yeah.
Because Ant-Man, I haven't Louise.
Yeah. Well, but even D Sizzle said, Book of Boba Fett, Obi-Wan were hit and miss for me. Yeah. And you're not alone, even Andor for me, it was like all of them I liked, but they at the end of the season, they weren't good.
Yeah.
Like I liked them enough, but they weren't good.
If Obi-Wan wasn't Star Wars, I would have stopped. I would have hopped off.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That show was not good to me. Same thing with probably Book of Boba Fett too. I was just like,
if Mando didn't come in and save it, like, go ahead.
It was too many flashbacks.
Yeah, Book of Boba Fett just did not need to exist.
Yeah, but it could have been really good though. It could have been really good.
It could have. It was just, it was Mandalorian season 2.5, just not very good.
It should have stuck to the tone that they were going for as a mafia boss show instead of switching back to the Mandalorian Western.
Yeah.
Because that stinger at the end of Mandalorian season 2 promised something that it definitely did not deliver on.
No.
Mm-hmm.
Just like you said, Zach, it hinted at, like this kind of mob, almost like kind of rise to power type vibe, which had me really pumped. And then
almost like
the whole
Luke
time,
Cage, like when he became like, it should have been more like that.
Mm-hmm.
How did I become the boss of all bosses?
Luke Cage, or even like Scarface in space.
Oh my God, Scarface in space!
That should have been this pitch, and you stick to it.
That's so good. I like the Scarface in space. That's great, man. That's great.
Yeah. Say hello to my little friend and throws the freaking the monkey lizard thing. Yeah. No, 100%, but that's exactly what it should have been.
Yeah, it sucked because the ground, like, it had some solid groundwork. We were going strong with the Mandalorian. Definitely had me pumped. Yeah. And then I was just.
Yeah. But yeah, him surviving the Sarlacc pit, straight out of the Legends, So I was like, I was cool with it. You have stories you can pull from, and then you can tweak it if you need to and whatever. But yeah, it's just like it was the constant flashbacks where you didn't get enough story going forward, and the little bit you did was so little. It felt like nothing was happening.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Where do you think we go from here, though? Where do you guys think we're going to be? Next week we're talking about this. Where we're going to go from this episode?
Good question. I don't know.
Yeah, that's a tough question.
It's really hard to say. We're gonna get more of Bo-Katan trying to figure out her path.
Mm-hmm.
But the problem is Mando doesn't have an arc. We need to figure that out.
Yeah, I think he is gonna have an arc. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Brandon.
I wonder if next week's still gonna continue on this course and kind of be Bo-Katan centric.
No, I can see that.
It should be. I think you have to, because really Din is really following her. I think he's her way in. And now we're focusing on her, but also focusing on Grogu and how he is now learning what it is to be a Mandalorian, and how he's going to have different people's point of view shape his own, and that works in many different ways. But also, this is the chance for Bo-Katan to say, "Hey, Mandalore is habitable. Let me show you." And I can see this episode coming up. Maybe they go to Mandalore and see. That is not cursed. That would be pretty cool.
I was thinking about that during the episode. Her doing little things here and there to prove, like, okay, this myth is not real. This myth is not real. This myth, you guys are being brainwashed.
Or say, some things are true, some things aren't. Because they're gonna say, well, is the mythosaur true? Yes, that's true. So she's going to see these things, and she's going to give all that information, and that's where we're going to end up heading to. And that's going to start to get them to follow her, wanting to follow her. I think those are the things that they are really going to stay with people. So I can see that being what happens.
Yeah. I don't think Din is going to be a big character, at least this season. I think he's going to be there doing stuff, but it's definitely Bo and it's definitely Grogu. I think those are going to be the main focal points of the rest of this season. I think mostly Bo. I think mostly Bo because like Zach said, Din has no story. He has no arc. He has nothing. He's there to follow Grogu and wherever he goes, and then eventually, right now, yeah. I think
following Grogu. Grogu's following him still.
I mean, not like follow like actual follow, but follow his like journey of becoming more of a Mandalore, but also kind of I think he's gonna miss being that Jedi. He's gonna miss being that part. Remember, he did that for 50 years, so he's gonna definitely miss part of it.
Look what I think Moff Gideon is going to come back into this story, and so they go to Mandalore. Possibly Grogu gets snatched somewhere like that there, and then that's when Din takes back over as the main character, because if it's his son, that's what we're going to be focused on.
I mean, we already got Moff Gideon in episode 3, but you didn't want to watch because the chick was Moff Gideon's.
Yeah, no, we didn't get Moff Gideon's. We got a side character of a side character of a side character, and 30 minutes of it.
So, I mean, because you're gonna get that, you're gonna get whatever information she gets and all that stuff. Oh my God, Cat, get out of here, man! he is super annoying right now. Yeah, because you're gonna get whatever information she got and all the research about cloning, and it's gonna go right to Moff Gideon, and then what he does with it is gonna be
go get Grogu.
Interesting.
And then it's gonna be
about Grogu, but
and it's gonna be about and then
the First Order
following, finding Grogu and maybe Grogu being
the cat came back. never leaves. That's the problem.
Unofficial fifth member.
Can you see if Grogu is snatched away, and then that's the thing that brings Jedi and Mandalorians together?
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
and I don't know about Jedi. I can see Mandalorians because right now all you got is Luke and
Mandalorians. But I'm thinking
Ahsoka, right?
Ahsoka thing. So that's what I'm thinking. So since Ahsoka is going to be in here sometime, that could be the thing because she already knows who Grogu is. That could be the thing that brings around. See,
I'd rather have like something like that, but instead of Ahsoka sends Sabine,
because we've been looking for Sabine for a long time. You're like,
hey, I need you to go check out my buddy over there, and you obviously fit in because you're a Mandalore, so you can sneak on in there and do stuff. And I just want to see Sabine so bad, man. She's one of my favorite characters, man. She's legit one of my favorite characters. I just loved her, because she just like tagged up all her armor. Her like room was all like graffiti and like art and stuff like that. And like her whole armor was just like a canvas for her to paint. And I was like, that's so fucking cool. So I cannot wait to meet Sabine like in person. Like it's going to be for me, it's going to be super cool. So, and I want her to be in the Mandalorian because it would make more sense because she's from an important family, the Clan Ren, and having her be with these other kind of things, I think it would be important for.
It has to be a war, though.
The whole thing.
The war has to be somehow centered around Grogu. And that's why I think Ahsoka is going to be in it. We already know Ahsoka is going to be in the Mandalorian somewhere. So I feel like that's why you're going to get both of them during that. But Ahsoka's going to be in it.
Yeah, definitely a cash cow.
Yeah.
But I don't see how Ahsoka can't be in it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I mean, how many deep fake Lukes can you do? Where Ahsoka at least kind of makes more sense, but
well, you don't want PS1 effects Luke.
They upgraded.
It was
in Boba Fett. In Boba Fett, it looked good.
Come on.
That's where all the budget went.
Yeah, right. Exactly. The stupid
like a GoldenEye character.
So you want writers? We don't need writers. We need flashbacks, and we'll put everything else in the Luke looking good.
And Luke.
That's it.
Yeah. But supposedly Jon Favreau was pretty pissed because he didn't want Grogu to come back. He's like, that story's done, whatever. You could tell it somewhere else. And then Catherine Kennedy and Chapek were like, oh, no. In Book of Boba, they brought him back, and Jon Favreau was ready to. So this is the rumor, blah blah blah. But Jon Favreau was ready just to walk away. He's like, "Well, I'm done. F you guys. You know, you don't want to listen to me and let me tell my story." And then obviously things changed, and Bob Iger was like, "Wait, what do you want?" He's like, "Let me tell my story." So supposedly,
he said, "This is the way."
Favreau. This is all Favreau and Filoni. Like, they're not letting anybody else touch the story of Mandalorian. So, or even like side characters, because supposedly the whole purpose of Book of Boba Fett was to get Grogu back, you know, and then kind of introduce like, you know, Boba Fett back into the thing. But the main thing was Grogu needs to get back with Din, and Jon Favreau didn't like it, supposedly.
Good.
But rumors. The Life of Bean actress is good casting. Yeah, it's the voice. You know, same thing with Katie Sackhoff. Katie Sackhoff voiced Bo-Katan in the cartoon, and now she's actually Bo-Katan with a bad wig. And Sabine, you know that wig, man. Every time.
This man
actually has the helmet on
maybe
now.
as she walks, it moves a little bit. Like,
well, it doesn't move. It's just like it's its own helmet.
She turns her head.
Exactly. But yeah, the actors who voice Sabine is doing the live action, which is cool because like she looks like her. You know, they kind of made her look like her, which is awesome. To be honest, I'd rather Grogu be a Jedi, but I understand he prints money for Disney. Yeah, I would much have rather had him been a Jedi. That would have been way more interesting. It's a plausible rumor. It is. I mean, that's a lot of people are running with it, but you know. I can see, because imagine like, you know, Brian says a story. He's like A, B, C, D. And now I come in and start telling you 1, 2, 3. And you're like, I'm counting the alphabet. And then somebody else comes in and starts, you know, doing numbers. And you're like, what the F?
Well, first of all,
I'll be pissed.
I'm counting the alphabet. I'll be like,
you know what I mean. You know what I mean.
My only thing with that is
sounds like me, though. That sounds like something I would say. I'm counting.
It would be.
It sounds like me.
My only thing with that is when you don't own the product, you have to bend to the owners.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
It's always going to be like that. No matter how creative you are, maybe your ideas are amazing, but the mainstream, everyone loves Grogu. If they would have took Grogu out of the Mandalorian season 3,
it probably would have failed.
Yeah, like he has to be around.
There's a good chance.
Or you.
It's not even doing that great with him there.
Yeah. You had to set up a Civil War type of thing. Where once again we'll have Jedi and Mandalorians fighting on one side against some entity, Moff Gideon, and that's what you would have to have done, and for him to stay with Luke, you know, that way. You know, you still get Grogu, but he's not with Din, but you also wouldn't have gotten the relationship that they have right now too,
which is what everybody loves.
Yeah, that's what Pedro knows how to do.
Yeah. You did it with Nick Cage. You did it with Ellie. You did it with Grogu.
You're babysitting all these people.
Yep.
Yeah. So he's saying, D Sizzle said, no, the voice actress is different from the live. Is she? I'm trying to look it up. Yeah.
You realize we've now been talking about this longer than the episode.
Yeah, I know. You know it was gonna happen. But yeah, Natasha Lou, but there was that. Bordizzo is playing her, but Ty Sircar voice her. Okay. So okay. But I'm looking at the actress. I thought that's who did it, but yeah, she's gonna be awesome. She looks like Sabine, like legit looks like her. So, but yeah. I don't know.
Wait. I just looked at Mandalorian season 3, episode 5. Ahsoka's supposed to be in that.
The next one?
Really?
That'd be awesome. That'd be awesome. What's up, Bigger Ford Entertainment? What is up, man?
How's it going, bro? I was just watching your live stream too on my iPad.
I was this morning. I was watching their review of Shazam with it was you. I forgot the other dude's name, and then and Chill. So that was a good conversation. But yeah. Oh man, yeah. So we've been talking about it longer, but
Longer than the episode.
yeah, it's a fun. It's fun when it's fun. It's and then good cameos. I don't know. It's gonna be a good time.
Yeah, thought it was a great episode.
Yeah. Well, anything else, guys? Move on to something else.
This is the way.
This is the way.
Oh,
Cool.
one last thing. For one last ding to that last episode before this. I feel bad for that actress that plays the Moff Gideon servant.
Oh yeah,
because this is 2 Disney products in a row, like that she's getting shitted on.
Basically. Yeah, I know.
What was the other one?
Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot she was
a rebel leader.
Yeah.
That we saw.
I thought she did good in that one.
Yeah.
No, she's
me too.
She was good.
People don't like the product she's in.
Yeah. Well, the rumor is she's going really hard to play Abby. So you already want people to hate you. Might as well go all in and be Abby.
No, I see it. She doesn't look like
jacked.
Abby in the face, but she's jacked.
Yep.
I think
she has that masculine.
You can see it. I can see that.
Feel.
Yeah.
And she can act.
And she can act.
That's important. Yeah.
And she's young enough to be close enough in age with Bella Ramsey. Especially if they
we know Bella Ramsey, she's actually old. She's actually 19 years old.
She is. She's been wearing a chest thingy, binder. Yeah. So actually let her look a little bit older. That'd be good. But seeing Ahmed Best was great. It really was, man. I really enjoyed that. I was like, good.
Yeah, that was great.
Yeah. Good job. And he was a badass. He was
deflecting
everything, dual wheeling. Yeah. He was a badass.
He was like, he signed up in his contract. He said, if I'm gonna do this, I have
you
to
gotta make me the best.
Awesome. And I don't blame him because he got trashed on for 15 years for something that he's out of his control.
Yeah.
He was a voice. He didn't even act. He was a voice. He was a voice. I mean, he might have did motion capture, maybe. I don't know, but yeah. 8 out of 10 episode. Yeah,
I'm right there with you.
I'm right there with you, too. That was a good one. But
better than
cool.
3.
Hate it on it. All right. We're gonna move on to some other stuff, man. But thank you, Zach. Zach Attacks. Make sure you go check out his channel. Get him to 500. Let's do, man. We need to get that. We need to get you there by the end of the month, man. You got a week left.
Appreciate that.
Go there. Go check it out.
I gotta do that.
Yeah. So, but facts, all the stuff he took was crazy. Yeah, it was super, super, super bad. But that's kind of normal for Star Wars characters that people don't like, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. And then Xavier's out.
Peace.
Thanks, Xavier.
Thanks
for
joining the fun.
Yep. So like I said, go check out Zach Attacks, hit that subscribe button on his channel, and then hit the subscribe button on our channel. We're only like a few people away from hitting 800. So we could probably do that before the end of the month, right? Maybe, hopefully.
Yeah, you should. I think it's like 9 people, and you guys will be lucky to be joining the Spoiler King. So hit that subscribe button.
Yeah. So, but cool. We are out of here. If you're watching live, stick around. We're gonna finish things up. But if you're watching on replay, appreciate it. Leave a comment down below. Let us know what you thought about this episode and where you think it might go in the future. But that is it. Let's move on to another topic.